A billion-dollar moonshot is underway, and it's not just talk, it's concrete, steel, and silicon rising from the ground. The $500 billion Stargate Project, announced by President Donald Trump, is bringing together OpenAI, Oracle, NVIDIA, and SoftBank to reshape how much power artificial intelligence can command. The beginning of Stargate. The Stargate Project was first announced in January 2025 at the White House, where President Trump stood with the leaders of OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank. Trump called it a new era of AI infrastructure, framing it as both an economic and security priority for the United States. The plan was simple but massive: build 10 mega data centers across the country, later expanding to as many as 20, and do it faster than any infrastructure project of its kind. The name Stargate now applies to all of OpenAI's large-scale infrastructure programs. According to CNBC and Reuters, the commitment is for 10 gigawatts of compute capacity over 3 years, an amount never attempted in AI before. Why Abilene, Texas? The first physical site is already real. In Abilene, Texas, about 180 miles west of Dallas, OpenAI and Oracle opened the flagship data center campus in late September 2025. This facility, leased and run on Oracle Cloud infrastructure, is filled with racks of NVIDIA GPUs, the beating heart of AI computing. The Abilene campus covers 1,100 acres, with one building already operational, another close to completion, and 8 total planned. The scale is staggering. The site could eventually exceed 1 gigawatt of capacity, which is enough electricity to power around 750,000 U.S. homes. According to OpenAI CFO Sarah Fryer, no one in the history of man built data centers this fast. Every day, nearly 6,000 construction workers are on site, and the completed project will provide 1,700 long-term jobs. Expanding across the U.S., Abilene may be first, but Stargate is already scaling far beyond Texas. On September 23, 2025, OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank announced 5 more mega data centers. These will be spread across Shackelford County, Texas, Milam County, Texas, Doña Ana County, New Mexico, Lordstown, Ohio, and an undisclosed site in the Midwest. Together with Abilene, these sites will bring Stargate's capacity to nearly 7 gigawatts in the next 3 years. The planned investment for this phase alone is more than $400 billion, according to OpenAI's release and reporting by Reuters. When the full 20 centers are completed, the total cost will top $500 billion. Each location is chosen strategically. Ohio and the Midwest provide central access to power grids and logistics. Texas offers vast land, energy resources, and supportive policy environments. And New Mexico's Santa Teresa campus is being pitched as a transformative project for the border region. Santa Teresa and the New Mexico debate. The Santa Teresa campus in Doña Ana County, New Mexico, has attracted more controversy than any other Stargate site so far. County commissioners voted on September 19, 2025, to approve $165 billion in industrial revenue bonds to support the project after hours of public debate. Opponents raised concerns about water usage, pollution, and what they saw as limited transparency from developers. Supporters pointed to the massive economic gains. The project will create 2,500 construction jobs, 750 permanent jobs, and 50 part-time jobs, as well as $360 million in payments in lieu of taxes. In exchange, the developer's Borderplex digital assets and Stack Construction will receive 30 years of property tax exemptions. New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham voiced her support for the data center early in 2025, framing it as a chance for the state to take part in a once-in-a-generation AI build-out. The partners behind Stargate. The Stargate Project is not just an OpenAI initiative. OpenAI provides the models and is driving demand for compute. CEO Sam Altman explained the vision clearly. AI can only fulfill its promise if we build the compute to power it. That compute is the key to ensuring everyone can benefit from AI. Oracle supplies the infrastructure backbone. Its cloud leasing and management of facilities like Abilene anchor the operational side of Stargate. SoftBank, through managing partner Vikas Parekh, is supplying financing and investment strategy, ensuring capital flows are available for a project of this scale. NVIDIA, the world's leading GPU maker, isn't just a supplier. CEO Jensen Huang personally negotiated with Sam Altman days before Abilene's launch to secure NVIDIA's central role. On September 22, 2025, NVIDIA also announced an investment of up to $100 billion in OpenAI, ensuring next-generation chips will power Stargate's data centers, financing a $500 billion build-out. So how do you pay for all this? Sarah Fryer explained that OpenAI will generate around $13 billion in revenue in 2025, and the company plans to fund construction through a mix of cash flow and debt financing. Oracle and SoftBank are helping with upfront costs, but OpenAI will ultimately pay for the compute capacity as an operating expense. NVIDIA's equity stake is designed to accelerate the project, but it will still get paid for every GPU deployed. Critics call this circular funding investors putting money in while also profiting from contracts. Fryer dismissed those concerns, saying history shows infrastructure booms always looked risky at the start. She compared it to the early internet build-out, when many thought the fiber and server farms being installed were excessive, yet demand eventually dwarfed those early investments. Political and geopolitical weight. The Stargate project also carries heavy political significance. President Trump described himself as presiding over the AI era when announcing the initiative, and he has continued to champion it as part of America's global strategy. During his September 2025 state visit to the UK, he was briefed on NVIDIA's investments, reinforcing the message that AI infrastructure is both an economic driver and a national security imperative. With China racing to build its own AI infrastructure, Stargate has become a clear marker of U.S. intent to stay ahead. Beyond that, OpenAI has published papers suggesting Stargate could reshape the American power grid itself. The build-out of 10 gigawatts of data centers could introduce new technologies for managing electricity demand, balancing renewable energy, and strengthening the grid for decades to come. Jobs and local impact. On the ground, Stargate is already one of the largest job creators in the AI economy. According to OpenAI's announcement, the 5 new sites are expected to generate 25,000 on-site jobs across the U.S. In addition to permanent roles, the construction phase is employing tens of thousands, with Abilene alone hosting 6,000 workers daily. The economic ripple effect is clear. From tax revenues and land development to secondary businesses like housing and services, these data centers are reshaping local economies. For smaller communities like Santa Teresa and Shackleford County, this could mean decades of new opportunity, though not without the challenges of infrastructure strain, energy needs, and environmental balance. The technology driving it all. At the heart of Stargate is hardware. NVIDIA's chips are essential, and the demand is enormous. The upcoming Vera Rubin GPUs are expected to power much of the new capacity coming online in 2026. These chips will push AI models into the next generation, handling larger datasets, faster training, and more complex inference tasks. The scale of demand is what triggered Stargate in the first place. Fryer explained, "There's not enough compute to do all the things that AI can do." OpenAI itself has been pushing capacity limits with each release of its models, and without projects like Stargate, bottlenecks would stall progress. Timeline and what comes next. Construction across all sites is already underway, with Abilene's first buildings online in September 2025. Fryer said the projects being built today are laying the foundation for capacity that won't even come online until 2026. The goal is to complete the first 10 data centers and reach 10 gigawatts of compute by the end of 2025, but expansion toward 20 sites is already on the table. The speed of construction is as notable as the scale. "We're just getting going here in Abilene," Fryer told CNBC, "but you'll see this all around the United States and beyond." That means Stargate is not only a domestic story, it's positioning itself as a model for how global AI infrastructure will be built. Why Stargate? The Stargate project isn't about a single company or one product. It's about building the backbone of a new global economy powered by artificial intelligence. From training large language models like ChatGPT to powering future breakthroughs in science, medicine, and defense, this infrastructure will decide who controls the next wave of technology. The $500 billion price tag may sound unreal, but as Altman put it, AI can only fulfill its promise if we build the compute to power it. Without projects like Stargate, the future of AI would remain trapped by shortages and bottlenecks. The Stargate project is rewriting the map of technology infrastructure in America. It's not just servers and silicon, it's jobs, energy, politics, and a bet that AI will be the defining force of this century. Will these mega data centers deliver the breakthroughs promised? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, because this project is unfolding in real time, and what happens next could define the future of artificial intelligence itself.